Alright, so in this video we're going to be treating alternate angles. Alternate angles. This is the second one that involves parallel lines. If you remember from the other video, corresponding angles involves parallel lines, that is parallel lines. So in this case we have two parallel lines here and then a transversal. Same thing applies to corresponding angles. The only difference is that the trick, or let's say the rule for identifying the corresponding angles and identifying alternate angles are slightly different. If you remember, for corresponding angles, for example, if you are to identify corresponding angles, this, that is E over here, is going to be equal to this over here. That's E is going to be equal to D. And the reason is because they are basically on the same location on each parallel line. So on this parallel line, you have E to be on the what? On the top side and on the right side. So top right. That's the first one, E. So what angle is on the top right of the other parallel line? So you come over here, top, okay? The top of this parallel line, the second parallel line here is, okay, up here we have B and D at the top. Okay, which one is on the right? D is on the right. So that would mean that E is equal to D because they are corresponding angles. That's how you identify that one. But the rule for identifying alternate angles is slightly different. It's not that way. So for this one, you just need to switch the position for alternate angles. You need to switch the position. Once you switch the position, you'll be able to get the angle that is alternate to the angle you are looking at. So it's very easy. So just try to concentrate. Now, that's the original rule. But there's also a shortcut in certain situations. I call it the Z pattern. So that's exactly what I wrote here. So the Z pattern. Now, the Z doesn't necessarily need to look like the letter Z every time. So it's not always going to look like, okay, this is the correct way to write your Z. So the Z can look like this, that is facing the other side. It does not really matter as long as it captures what you are talking about. Again, it is just a shortcut and it does not work every time. So you need to know the normal rule. So that normal rule is the one of knowing the location and flipping around the location. So now for the very first one, I assume we want to find this thing we're talking about. So let's try to find the, let's try to do the solution. Or at least let's try to broaden this out a little bit. So number one, what angle is alternate to A? That's the question. So you're trying to find the alternate angle to angle A. Where is angle A? A is down here, okay? We have, okay. Angle A. Okay, so A is down here. So we have A is down here on the first parallel line at the bottom. On the first parallel line, this is the first parallel line, this is the second parallel line. Remember how to identify parallel lines. So now this is the first parallel line, this is the second parallel line. So A is at the bottom. So at the bottom, is it on the left or on the right? It's on the right. So you have C and A at the bottom, and C is on the left, A is on the right. So the location of A is bottom right. Bottom right. So that's exactly what we wrote out here, okay? You have your A, bottom right. Now, if you want to get the angle that is alternate to this angle, just change the location. So you have bottom right. What's the opposite of bottom? Is what? Top. What is the opposite of right? It is left. So the angle that is alternate to angle A is going to be on the top left of the other parallel line, top left. So let's try to look for that, okay? So if A is on this first parallel line here, so let's try to look for B on the second. Let's try to look for the alternate angle on the second parallel line. So this is the second parallel line. We said we are going to find it where? Top left, okay? So where is the top? We have B and D on the top of this second parallel line. So B and D, okay? Top left. So we have to look for the left side. The left side is going to be B because the right side is D. So which means the angle that is alternate to what? To A is going to be what? B. So you can see how we're able to get that. So therefore, A equals to B. Alternate angles. Now, I decided that we can use that Z pattern to find the answer in this place. Instead of trying to calculate positions and all of that, we can just quickly use this one to figure out the answer and do it in time. How do we do that? So if you have found your A is here. So you can just easily, okay, if A is here, look, what does it look like? It looks like this pattern here. So it comes like this. So you can just bolden this, okay? Draw the transversal down and continue. What angle is down here? That is B. Easily, you can just see if A is on the top, B is the one that's going to fall down here. That's exactly what it's going to look like, okay? But again, if you don't get that fully, you can easily just use this pattern here. Just draw it out or write it out, write the location, that is the position of the angle, and write the position of what you are looking for, okay? Or if you like, you can write the position of all the different angles and then try to see which ones are alternate to each other so that you'll be able to know which angle you should equate to which angle. If you write it out that way, you will not make any mistake. Okay, let's do number 2. What angle is alternate to E? So we have E equals, where is E? Top right. So we have E over here. It's at the top of the first parallel line and is what? It's on the right side. Top right. So what angle is going to be alternate to it? That angle is going to have a location that is opposite to that. So if it is top right, then the location of the angle that is alternate to it is going to be at the what? Bottom left. Bottom left. Because you switch this top, it becomes bottom. You switch the right, it becomes left. So let's look for the bottom left on the second parallel line, okay? Bottom left, bottom left, bottom left. Okay, the bottom, you have G and H at the bottom. Where is the left? G is on the left. So easily you can know that the angle that is alternate to E is going to be G. Very easily you get what? Your answer, E equals to G, alternate angle. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Make sure you like the video. In the next video, we're going to be doing examples, actual examples on alternate angles. So make sure you subscribe again and like the video, share with your friends, and bye.